Hi, my name is Bill Raleigh. I'm a designer here at Hasbro on the Transformers design team. Today we're going to take you through Ultimate Optimus Prime and his transformation. This is more or less how he comes out of the package. We've of course moved his weapon, his blaster weapon, and put it into his hand. This easily folds up and stores behind the figure like this, actually snapping in 2 holes in the back for easy storage. Step 1 to transform him into his vehicle mode would be to collapse his wings down. Next up, I'm going to pull his feet, these little pieces on his feet out, get those flat. I also want to disconnect his smaller hands from the larger mech suit hands. Put these off to the side. And then I'm going to just grab this whole piece right here, this gray piece, and pull it forward. As well as pulling the legs out, the front mech suit legs, exposing Optimus himself. Next up, I'm going to remove Optimus himself from the mech suit. I'm just going to pretty much grab this section back here and disengage it from the back, and then I'll grab him around the waist and pull him up. I'll fold his legs forward here for you. And that more or less is Optimus in his robot mode. This is the mech suit. I'm going to now transform Optimus into his truck and the mech suit into the trailer. Next up, we're going to remove the blaster weapon from the back. We're going to disengage it by popping it out, flipping it back towards the front. And then I like to grab it right around this area here and pull the gold off of the black plastic, and we can set this down because we're not going to need it for right now. All right, next step, we're going to put the legs together, straighten out the feet, and the little black plastic pieces here actually fit really nicely together, and you'll get this nice snap. I then start moving these panels down, and they kind of fit right in, and they'll snap as well. I'll show you back here. Panels kind of fit in and snap. And then again on this side, you just want the panel to come down. The way that they're hinged, they'll fit right in and snap nicely, like that. All right, we're going to move to the top section here. We're going to move the mech suit robotic hands in. This will help give you the space that you need later on for transformation. I'm going to move these pieces back up here. As I'm moving these hands in, I will flip these panels to make them flush on both sides. They don't necessarily snap right now, but they're kind of out of the way. I'll then disengage this whole piece from the back right here and lift this up and actually lean it forward. So this will actually snap in here as well. Like that. Okay. All right, next up we're going to close up this area right here, these red pieces, and move this whole gray piece in like that. This next piece is a little tricky. We're going to worry about this joint up here. You're actually going to have to fold it out and then in. It's kind of double jointed. One thing I like to do at this particular stage is actually make the mech suit arm, this little peg here, fit in to the hole that's made for it. And then as you're kind of closing this up, the mech suit arm tends to go exactly where it needs to. Also, to note at the bottom here, there's a little orange peg that snaps into a hole as well. And then there's just a little bit of fine tuning, and you'll get that side nice and flat. We'll do that on the other side as well. All right, and then lastly, we're going to tuck these pieces underneath, right about in here, and snap there. All right, and that's the trailer mode completed. Okay, next up we're going to take Optimus himself and turn him into his truck mode. The first step I like to do is pulling this chest piece away from the pegs in the neck. Disengaging that actually opens up the whole figure, like that. I'm then going to open up the back here and peel these sides off, straighten them out. Pulling off this red section as well. Kind of opens up the whole figure and gets it ready for its transformation. Stand them up here for you guys. There you go. Next up, I'm going to turn him back around here. I'm going to push his head in and flip this piece of the truck around. Locks into place like that. The arms come down like this. Hands go in. And the front grille snaps up over it. And you can actually see the arms kind of snap very nicely together. And they'll actually rest right up flush along with the windshield. Next up, we're going to pull the back down like that. Push this piece up here. And these sides of the truck actually come down. They're kind of double jointed, so they might be a little tricky, but by pulling them out and then down, they'll become flush. Then these doors also come down and snap right into place. All right, next up we're going to take the robot legs and fold those underneath. I'm going to pull these open just so you can get a better look. There's actually peg holes on the bottom of the feet here that plug into the blue pegs right here in the cab. So those are nice and they help keep the feet where they're supposed to go. Another important point is there's these two little pegs right around here that plug into holes on the inside of the thighs. Pressing those into place like that really helps stabilize this whole area. Then we're going to push these doors back down into place and spin these red areas, these red pieces around 180 degrees. And there's actually little pegs here that fit into holes, just like that. Not much of a snap, but it's just enough to make sure it doesn't move. And that's his truck mode. There's a hole right back here and a peg in his trailer, so just going to kind of fit the two together loosely. And that is his truck mode. All right, lastly, we're going to put the blaster weapon and store it underneath the trailer. We're just going to fold this piece in just like that. The important pieces to note are the 4 pegs, 2 on each side here, and then there's actually 2 rectangular pegs right here that are going to fit into the arm pieces, which are tucked underneath. You have these rectangular holes here, and then the 4 circular peg holes. So this literally just snaps right into there for easy storage. And it's a little tricky to get those arm rectangular pegs in there. Those pieces move slightly, but there you go. More or less, that's the storage for his blaster weapon. And it fits together like that.